good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Mortgage Group. I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari, and any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
Co-host Jarrett Lewis. Jarrett, we had a great matchup in the first game of this day with Hanover going up against Anderson. Hanover took the initial lead before Anderson was able to jump up on them and get the 6-2 victory and move on, where they will play number 1 Franklin later tonight. But first, we have the number 2 seeded Earlham Quakers going up against the 3 seeded Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, it was a really good opening game to start off this conference tournament. 2 really solid teams that barely got in. You have the 4 seed and the 5 seed, so they were just barely inching by to get into this tournament, and Anderson made the most of it. They avenged that first 2 losses earlier in the season that they had against Hanover, and they used the long ball to their advantage. They were all solo shots. They had 3 solo home runs all over the left field wall, and they ended up coming back, being down 1-0 early, able to get that victory, so props to them, and they're going to face a really good number 1 seed in Franklin later tonight. Looking forward to doing that game with you as well, and now we look forward to really a couple of guys in the press box up here. They're calling it a coin toss. It really is. These 2 teams are so evenly matched. Earlham took both games earlier in the season, but they were tight, and so we can expect a little bit of that here this afternoon.
Both teams come into this game 12-6 in conference play. It doesn't get any closer to that. But like Jarrett mentioned, Earlham did take both games of the doubleheader when they previously played each other. Rose-Hulman is 25-11 overall on the season, and Earlham is 23-11. We are bringing this game to you live from Municipal Stadium in Kokomo, Indiana, where we are playing on a beautiful stadium where it is all turf, which so far has come into play. In the first game, we talked about how the left field line is 330 straight down the line. Center field is 400, and right field is the same 330, with right center being a little bit deeper at 369. All of these teams in the tournament have the potential to go yard, and we saw several home runs in that first game. How do you think that could come into play again in this game?
Well, we do see, we look out on the flagpoles in left center field where it's a lot shorter than right center. It's 348. Every single home run we saw was hit over that left center field wall, and they had a little bit of more of a wind working in that earlier game to help out with their advantage. But we see the flagpoles right now, and there's no real wind playing into that factor right now. So might not see as many long balls as we did in the earlier game, but we know we got some big heavy hitters on both sides, and one of them is Andrew Bradley, who's second in the conference in home runs. He's hit 16 this year. Right behind him on the other side is Josh Mesenbrink for Rose-Hulman. So 2 heavy hitters that are going to be right in the middle of the lineup hitting. Going to be seeing them in the first inning, so we'll see how both pitchers deal with those first 2 guys, because in the first game we saw a home run hit in the first inning right off the bat. Guys that we knew had home run potential were showing that off immediately, so we'll see just how exactly Bradley and Mesenbrink, those 2 guys, fare in this one.
Mesenbrink did break the Rose-Hulman single-season record for home runs this year, but even though both teams have some heavy hitters, they also can pitch well, as these teams are both 1-2 in the conference in overall team ERA. Rose-Hulman comes in with a 4.98, and Earlham is just behind them at 5.32.
And we see Rose is going with one of their top guys who's throwing 2.67 ERA this year. In his 10 appearances, he's recorded 7 wins, and that's Ian Klein, the right-handed pitcher. Over 60 innings pitched this season, 52 strikeouts, just 21 walks. Very impressive marks this year for Klein. Looking forward to see him get on the bump this afternoon. And Justin Dilhoff is on the other side for Earlham at a 5.1 ERA. Same amount of appearances. Hasn't recorded as many wins, but his strikeout to walk ratio is extraordinary. It's 51 strikeouts, just 13 walks. Very limited in that capacity, giving up free bases to his opponents. So looking forward to, I think, a really interesting pitcher's duel. We didn't know what to expect in that first game with guys that had much higher ERAs, but these 2 guys are right up there at the top of the HCAC.
We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have for you first pitch and starting lineups. You're watching HCAC Baseball Championship on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN. We are back with you at Municipal Stadium in Kokomo, Indiana, where we are just about underway for first pitch. Justin Dillahoff will take the mound for the Quakers. But first, we will show you the starting lineup for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Leading off at third base, we have Brett Tuttle. Hitting second at second base is Coulter Coulard-Rodak. Hitting third at first base, Josh Mesenbrick. In cleanup, we have Manuel Lopez at shortstop. In left field, hitting fifth is Harrison Finch. Hitting sixth in right field, you have Adam Taylor. Cade Klein is doing the DHing today, hitting seventh. Andy Krajecki is in center field, hitting eighth. And rounding out the order is the catcher, Shane Garner. Jarrett, we talked about how lethal Josh Mesenbrick is in the middle of the lineup and how good of a hitter he is. But who else should Justin Dillahoff really look out for in this lineup?
You should definitely keep your eye on the leadoff hitter, Brett Tuttle, and we're going to get a good first look at him right here as the leadoff man. And he was just recently awarded Hitter of the Week in the HCAC along with his counterpart who was Pitcher of the Week in the HCAC in Fink. So a lot of good star power in this Rose-Hulman lineup. The top three guys are tremendous. Tuttle has a tremendous batting average at .331. Their first five hitters are all above 300. And then batters 6 and 7, .295 for Adam Taylor, .323 for Cade Klein. So that first seven for Rose-Hulman is so tough. But it makes you think, if Earlham takes the first two games of this season against them, I mean, we can't wait to see what we got in the Quakers lineup when they come up to bat as well. But first, we'll get our first look at Justin Dillahoff, who, like we said, has that 5.1 ERA, 3.3 wins, 2 losses on the year, his 11th appearance this season. Looking to get a good start. A good start for Hanover didn't prove to stick around. Anderson found their bats early on, or later in the game, I should say. So we'll see how this game fares on. Kind of a different environment. It's cooled off just a little bit. No wind, but we still have that sun beating down from above.
Dillahoff did receive the victory the first time these two teams played each other in that first match of the doubleheader, where Klein was also on the mound, and he took the loss where Earlham College won that game 8-6. We talked about how Dillahoff has that phenomenal strikeout-to-walk ratio. What is it that these Rose-Hulman hitters need to do to kind of overcome that?
Well, don't fall ahead in the count too early. We saw a lot in the first game how hitters were either, having good days where they were getting up in the count 2-0, or they were falling down in the count 0-2. So, and those Hanover hitters were really attacking that first pitch. They were going at it in the first 3 innings. That first pitch fastball that they see coming in, they were trying to get on top of that. And so I think for Rose, that could help them out a little bit too. First pitch fastball, go ahead and jump on that.
We are set for the first pitch, and it is a fastball that just missed outside the zone for ball 1. The third baseman, Brett Tuttle, steps into the box, the left-handed hitter for Rose-Hulman. Takes that pitch away for ball 2. You mentioned it. Tuttle has a batting average over .330 and an on-base percentage of .429. Takes that pitch for strike 1.
You get a lot of smart players on both these teams. And for Rose-Hulman, we already see Tuttle, who's trying to work a count.
In the first game, we saw both the leadoff hitters of Hanover and Anderson really being aggressive and just trying to jump on the first pitches. Here we see Tuttle be more of a traditional leadoff pitcher and try to see some pitches to try to help out the other players on his team. That ball is grounded the other way, fielded by the shortstop, fired on over the first, and it is in time. A great play by the Earlham shortstop, Zach Swearingen, to make the sliding play and fired on over in time to get the speedy Tuttle.
Boy, what a play by Swearinger, deep in the hole, moving to his right. I thought there was no way he was going to be able to make that play, and especially get a guy like Tuttle who's got speed. But boy, he got to that ball in a hurry, and he got rid of that ball even quicker. That was the key, was once he had it, he had to get rid of it awfully fast.
That ball is popped into the air, and the left fielder is underneath that ball. That's Cameron McCabe, who drifts on over to make the catch. Coulter Coulard-Rodak went after the first pitch, and we now have 2 away.
Now our first look at Josh Mesenbrink, 3rd in the conference in batting average. Also 3rd in the long ball category.
He takes the first pitch there. Lines that ball over to second base, and it is fielded and thrown on to first base. A 1-2-3 inning for Dilhoff to get this game started, and we will be back. You're watching the HCAC Baseball Championship on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
We're back for the bottom half of the first inning. After a quick top of the first inning. And now we will get a first look at starting pitcher Ian Klein. Klein is one of the leaders in this HCAC conference in ERA, coming in with 2.67 on the year, 7-2 record in 9 games started and 60 innings pitched.
Good for number 1, James, at 2.67 ERA, and maybe more impressive is the amount of wins he's been able to come away with, and he's definitely their go-to guy. He's their number 1, and in a must-win game, in a game that's been very close, you know this team very well in Earlham, and they've gotten the better end of you both times you've played this year. For Hanover and Anderson, that was the same exact case. Hanover took both games in the regular season, but Anderson came out on top. Rose-Hulman, I think, is looking for a little bit of that here as well.
You can see the starting lineup on the screen, starting with leadoff hitter Christian Lansanese playing second base, coming into this game with a .308 batting average and a .429 on base percentage. Goes after the first pitch and lines it into center field, but the center field, Krajewski, is right there and makes the play. Just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out for Klein.
Well, the theme of both baseball games has been attacking that first pitch, the first pitch that you like and you see, go ahead and go after it. Most of the pitches have resulted in outs and quick outs for the pitchers. They always like that.
First pitch breaking ball from Klein gets behind him and is over top of the hitter, Nathan Lansanese.
Yep, we got 2 brothers for Earlham leading things off. Not often you see that. Both sophomores from Lexington, Kentucky.
That fastball is just low.
These programs, like we see with Earlham, a lot of guys from the Kentucky area. We saw that with Hanover. Down south, the southern part of the state, you try to bring in a lot of that good product from places like Lexington and Louisville and Kentucky. Try to go out of state, build up your program. We've seen a lot of Kentucky kids here in Kokomo.
That ball is fouled back. behind the dugout, and we will have a full count now. The payoff pitch from Klein. And it is low for ball 4. We will have our first base runner of the day. And now Earlham's big hitter, Andrew Bradley, will come up to the plate, hitting .391 on the season. A couple of hits here could push him over the 400 mark.
Quite an impressive season for Bradley, and to be above 300 is fantastic, but to almost be eclipsing that 400 mark, there's only 3 players in the entire conference that are over 400.
The runner on the move, a line drive to the third baseman, and that'll be an easy double play as Brett Tuttle will catch that ball and fire it over for Josh Mesenbrick. And just like that, we are out of the bottom half of the first inning. A quick inning for Klein, similar to the top half of the first inning. We'll be back for the second inning on HCAC TV.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
We are back at Municipal Stadium for the top half of the second inning. Justin Dilhoff will take the mound again after throwing only 8 pitches in the top half of the first inning.
Earlham was trying the old hit and run before that inning ended, and Bradley got a nice hold of it, just lined it right into the third baseman, and his guy, Nathan Lansanese, was running on the play, and just nothing he can do about that. Pretty good execution, just hit it right at the guy.
Coaches always emphasize if you're going to do a hit and run, you have to put the ball on the ground, or else that's what's going to happen.
First, you got to put the ball in play, and then try to put the ball on the ground.
Manuel Lopez goes after the first pitch there and lines it into the center fielder, Nathan Lansanese.
Another first pitch swing, another first pitch out.
Harrison Finch will step up to the box now, the left fielder. He comes into this game with a .347 batting average. Takes a big swing and a miss at that pitch. The count moved to 1-1. Another swing and a miss. That looked like a changeup that ran outside off the plate. He's quickly down 1-2 now. That ball just missed inside. It's 2-2 now on Finch.
The catcher was setting up outside on that last pitch, and Dilhoff just doesn't hit his mark. I think if the catcher's setting up inside, he might catch that strike occasionally.
That ball fouled back behind the stands. That time again, we saw the catcher, Easton Embry, for Earlham, set up outside off the plate. Finch staying alive here, fouling off 2 straight pitches. The 2-2 pitch. And that ball is in there for strike 3. Justin Dilhoff lands a beautiful curveball that just drops into the zone and freezes Harrison Finch for strike 3.
Yeah, I think Finch he saw that pitch coming in, definitely off speed, definitely caught him off guard, and it started outside part of the plate, worked its way towards the middle. Beautifully executed pitch by Dilhoff to pick up his first K.
Now coming to the plate with 2 down is Adam Taylor. He takes that first pitch up and in for ball 1.
Dilhoff likes to work fast, too. That's another thing about these pitchers we've seen.
Smacks that ball into left field, but it'll hang up, and the left fielder will make the play. We'll be back. Stick with us here on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
And we're back for the bottom half of the 2nd inning, as you get a good look at Ian Klein warming up to pitch. 3 half innings so far, Jarrett, and just 3 quick frames. Ian Klein only threw 9 pitches in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Yeah, at this rate, I think each pitcher's they're gonna go the distance with 80 pitches in the 9th inning, which we don't mind that at all. But no, just letting the defense work behind them. Really, we've only seen 1 strikeout through 9 outs that have taken place. Just 1 strikeout. Defense working behind, and now we'll see a slight shift on the next batter up, Max Fries from Earlham.
That pitch gets him, I believe, on the elbow. Now we will have our second base runner of the day.
Curveball ran in on him, and it did. You can kind of hear a little nick. It just barely grazed him.
Take another look at
Freeze
that.
didn't move very much either. He just took it. He was wearing that elbow guard. He was ready for it.
Once you get to tournament time, you got to do what you have to do to put your team up. And that's what he did there. Cameron McCabe steps to the plate now. Fouls that first pitch back.
I think early on, these pitchers definitely want to make sure their fastball's working. They have it established. They're able to locate it, and that's why we see so many first pitch swings, I think, as these pitchers are bringing in their good high heat, and the hitters are ready for them. But I think as the game goes on, we might be able to see some more pitchers start to bring things in slow at start, especially against the middle of the order.
We'll see if Klein mixes in some of his off-speed stuff here, up 0-2. Elects to stick with the fastball there.
A little bit of a wind now. Looking at the flags, it's kind of blowing more towards the line. It's not blowing out like it was in the first game.
The 0-2 pitch is low for ball 1. And you wonder if these hitters, seeing that the wind is sort of blowing in now, feel a little cheated after they sat in the stands and watched all those balls just fly out of left field last game.
Yeah, they did. We saw 4 home runs in that first game, 3 of them from Anderson, all over the left field wall.
1-2 pitch. It's a fastball outside. A good job by Shane Garner to go corral that ball and keep Fries over there at first base. McCabe comes into this at-bat, hitting over 350 on the season. Another dangerous hitter. Back breaking ball just misses, dropping into the zone. We'll go to a full count now on McCabe.
Yeah, Klein is going against these righties, and he's trying to throw this front door off-speed pitch. Hasn't been able to connect with the zone yet, but that time it does.
Gets the fastball at the knees to freeze McCabe. And that is his first strikeout on the day and the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Devin Baisley will step up to the plate now, the third baseman. He fouls that first pitch off.
And again, so much first pitch swinging. It's incredible. Baisley, the 6-hitter. 1 out, still a chance for Earlham with a man on.
Lays down a bunt there, but can't connect with it. And Fries has to dive back into first base, but gets in time. Now Baisley is down 0-2.
And Baisley he looked like he was trying to catch Rose-Hulman off guard. Obviously, the third baseman or the first baseman, they're not in, and they're not expecting it. But it almost looked like he was trying to bunt for a base hit.
Looks like he's choking up on the bat now with 2 strikes. Takes that pitch away. Fouls that pitch off to stay alive here, and the count is still 1-2. Again, fighting off a pitch, just staying alive. That one going a little bit farther out to left field.
Nice job by Baisley. Again, Klein's trying to work inside. He's trying to slow things down, throw that ball right at the batter's hip, and then just let it break at the last second, catch the inside part of the plate. And Baisley, well done, was ready for it, able to foul off a bad pitch and trying to wait for Klein to possibly give him a better one.
Sees that ball low, below the knees. And we want to give a thanks to Stephanie Bump, who's watching this all the way from Kansas City and said we are doing a great job. Thank you. We always appreciate that. You can tweet us at IndianaSRN. Let us know what you think, and we might just give you a shout out on air. Count goes to 3-2 now on Baisley. Grounds that ball to the shortstop. Lopez is able to make the diving play, but has no play anywhere on the base paths as Baisley was too quick out of the box. We will now have runners at first and second with 1 down.
And that hole deep in between short and third, I mean, it's such a long throw. There's no way he's going to be able to make that throw to first, and there's a good jump by the runner, able to get off Fries over there. It'll use his speed to get into second. No way to make a play there for the shortstop.
The catcher, Easton Embry, will come up to the plate now. Takes that first pitch low for ball 1. And it looks like the shortstop Lopez is shifted over more towards second base in double play depth, which makes that play ranging into the hole even more difficult. The 1-0 pitch from Klein is a breaking ball that gets past Gardner. And both runners will move up 90 feet here. As that ball looked like it just squirted under the catcher Gardner.
So now you're in a different defensive alignment. Runners second and third, corners are in. First baseman and third baseman in on the fake turf or the fake grass, in on the turf.
The 2-0 pitch is fouled back.
If you're Embry here, anything in play, right side of the field especially, but you'll take a deep sac fly.
Embry does have 24 RBIs on the season. With 1 out, all he needs to do is either get a fly ball or hit a ground ball up the middle. Fouls that one again, back behind the first base dugout. Lines that pitch down the left field line for a base hit, and that'll score 2 runs. Embry is hustling into second base, and he is in with a stand-up double. And that'll drive in the first 2 runs for the game as Earlham Quakers jump out to a 2-run lead.
Nice piece of hitting. Pitch was inside, well in on his arms. But he got the knob through nicely. Stand-up double, 2 early runs. Nice hot start for Embry and the Quakers.
First pitch breaking ball is outside. To the right fielder, Jordan Cooter. That pitch is away. Cooter is hitting .321 on the season as a home run and 12 RBIs.
Still just 1 out too, James, and this inning, there was a big strikeout picked up by Klein, but he started this inning off with that hit by pitch. And then the single for Bassley. Things have just really been rolling for Earlham, and it started with just that curveball that just didn't break enough for Klein.
That ball is fouled behind the stands in left field. Again, we're seeing the hitters be aggressive here. That's a 2-0 count. And that ball didn't appear to be exactly in the wheelhouse where he wanted it, but he was still going after it either way. As that pitch is away.
Klein does not want to throw it inside or over the plate here to Cooter. All of his pitches have mostly been trying to clip that outside corner.
He does have a base open as that ball is popped out into left field, and Finch is underneath of it and will make the catch. And Embry will stay home on second base. 2 down now for Klein. Zach Swearingen will come up to the plate now, the 9-hitter.
Swearingen made that impressive play early on from the shortstop position. Deep into the hole, going to his right. Man in scoring position for him now.
Swearingen will see if he can continue to add to this early Quaker lead. That pitch is up and in for ball 2. And we're seeing Klein struggle to get ahead on the hitters right now.
Yeah, like we said, going back to that hit by pitch, just one minor thing like that can force a pitcher off his game just slightly, and that could end up being a huge difference, as we see here. 2 hits turn into 2 runs. And still not quite out of the damage yet.
And that ball is inside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to the 9-hitter, Zach Swearingen. And now the Quakers will be back to the top of their lineup with Christian Lansanese. And it looks like the pitching coach is going to come to have an early conversation with Klein.
Yeah, well, a walk there isn't the worst thing. That's the good thing about it. You do reach the top of the lineup, yeah, but now you have force out anywhere, first, second, or third. So just get a ground ball. That's what pitching coach is probably telling them. Let's not give this guy anything easy. This is a pretty dangerous hitter in Lansanese, so we don't want to see any more runs go up in this board. Let's just take the 2 runs we've given up, get out of this jam. Let's try to get a ground ball here.
Lansanese is second on this team with 6 home runs out of the leadoff spot, and leads them with 44 runs scored on the season. That ball is popped up behind the plate. On the catcher, Gardner is unable to come up with it. That is a tough play. That ball was hit essentially right where him and the home plate umpire set up, and he had to go and battle the sun.
Well, that too, and I think there's a lot of spin on that ball. You could see him moving back away towards the plate and then forced to go back too little too late. That's what that ball tends to do, though. You hit it straight up in the air, it tends to spin back towards the field of play, back towards where you came from. But more importantly, that's a huge break for Earlham. Your top of the lineup guy, first pitch was swinging again. And it could have been an easy out. Could have been an easy get out of the jam situation for Rose, but no, it's still got to fight back.
And that ball is popped up, but the first baseman, Josh Mesenbrink, is underneath it and makes the catch. Well, the Quakers jumped out to a 2-0 lead off the bat of Easton Embry. And now Dillenhoff will come back to try to keep the lead. We'll be back. You're watching HCAC Baseball Championship on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And we're back for the top half of the third inning. And we will now welcome in our phenomenal sideline / all over the stadium reporter, Coach Keith Myers, who's standing by with the commissioner of the conference, Jay Jones.
Well, I caught the commissioner. He was at the concession stand getting French fries. I said, no, it's your turn to talk. Jay Jones with us. And wow, first of all, what a great day that you mustered up for us today.
Yeah, you know what we're doing is getting payback for a very tough weekend of HCAC championship weather last weekend. So this weekend we're getting it back in buckets, and it's just beautiful out here.
Talk about the facility. First of all, it's a beautiful facility. We got here early this morning. It's beautiful, and everybody's raving about it. We'll be back here year after year, hopefully.
Yeah, I sure hope so. We were supposed to be here last year, and then because of a date change, when we shifted some things around with COVID, we ended up making a last-minute change. And our coaches really wanted to get to a neutral site where we had turf, because if the weather is not like it is today, that makes a huge difference. But my goodness, I walked up into this stadium the first time a few months ago, and it's just absolutely beautiful and a perfect size venue for us as well. And so if you're not out yet and you're watching HCAC TV, get out here this weekend. This is just an awesome place for college baseball.
James, go ahead and take that play-by-play. I have one more question for the commissioner.
Well, Cade Klein, the DH, just lines that ball into left field. Beautiful job of hitting to go the opposite field and some hard contact. Go ahead and finish up, Keith.
All right. So the HCAC TV, we just got an agreement with football, a lot of other things. The football season looks pretty promising. This conference is very tough from top to bottom.
Yeah, we have a ton of parity, and one of the things that I really love about Division III is there's 44 Division III conferences. So if you want to make it into the Division III NCAA championship, the really only guaranteed way to do that is to win your conference. So these conference tournaments mean a ton to these teams, and they're always super competitive, and I truly appreciate what SRN has brought to this league across our sports, and we just look forward to doing more and more championships with you all and kind of taking it from there. But, yeah, a lot of parity in the league, and you're seeing it here with these baseball teams. Really, any of these 5 teams can win this tournament this weekend.
As one coach told me earlier today, no other Division III has a TV network like this, and I felt pretty good about that comment.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't verify that with pure accuracy, but I will say, and I said to you a minute ago, Keith, I doubt that any D3 league in the country has 4 camera angle on their baseball broadcast this weekend. So that's really cool as well, and just a credit to SRN and a real appreciation for what you bring to us, and it's just been a wonderful relationship.
Well, watch it. Jerry will probably put a camera on you, so you better be careful. Back up to you guys.
We are certainly grateful up here that our producer, Jerry Collins, only brought 4 cameras and decided to not go with a 5th camera to point on us up here.
No, we don't need to bring one out either. No, we're fine off camera.
We're fine keeping the cameras on the players down the field. That's what everybody cares about. That's why they're tuning in. Andy Krajewski is up at the plate now, the center fielder. He is now down in the count, 1-2.
Well, they're really keeping an eye on Klein at first base. That's now 3 throwovers from Dilhoff.
Klein has 6 stolen bases on the season and has only been thrown out twice. That ball is lined into right field, loud off the bat. Cooter is underneath of it and will make the play for the first out of the inning.
Nicely done by Cooter, and he was immediately sprinting towards a spot, trying to get behind that baseball and get it back into the infield quick, too, because you know that Klein is watching closely. And so get that ball, catch that ball first, obviously, get behind it, and then get it into the infield as quick as possible.
The catcher, Shane Garner, comes to the plate now, hitting 9th in this Engineer lineup. see Garner hitting from the left side of the plate right now. He's actually a switch hitter and throws right-handed.
Don't see very many switch hitters at the college level. I mean, you definitely start to see guys start to develop that, but you don't see very many of those when you're looking through the roster, the lineup. It's not a common thing.
You don't, as he lines that ball in the left center field gap. The left fielder, McCabe, will come on to make the catch. We now have 2 down in the inning. We'll go back to the top of the lineup. Brett Tuttle, speaking of switch hitters, he's also a switch hitter, the only other switch hitter in both of these starting lineups.
That ball had a lot of tail on it, too. He had a pretty good vantage point of where it was headed. It looked like it was headed a couple steps to the right of the center fielder, but we saw it start to tail towards the left fielder a whole bunch, and he came in for the easy catch.
First pitch to Tuttle is inside for ball 1. Ball is grounded onto the second baseman, and Lansanese will flip it on over to Swearingen for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning right here on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We are back at Municipal Stadium for the bottom half of the 3rd inning. I want to remind you that this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic the HCAC Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written consent by the HCAC TV or IndianaSRN is prohibited. Well, Ian Klein will take the mound for the bottom half of the 3rd inning. He'll look to bounce back after. Looked like he had a little bit of a rough go in the 2nd. The first pitch to hitter Nathan Lansanese. It's just outside for ball 1. Hard ground ball onto the shortstop. But Manuel Lopez fires on over to Josh Mesenbrink. Mesenbrink does a good job keeping his foot on the base for out number 1.
Lopez that time, it was a hard hit ball. And you got some speed in Lansanese, so obviously you got to make note of that. But, I mean, throwing off his back foot even just a little bit, able to make a strong dive over to the first baseman, get him in time.
Now Andrew Bradley will come up for his 2nd plate appearance on the day. He had that hard line drive to the 3rd baseman in his first at-bat that resulted in the double play on the hit and run.
Still hasn't been able to get that snap on his curveball right there. Klein, who loves throwing it to righties on the inside, comes back with the fastball this time.
And that one is in there for strike 2, and now up 1-2 on the count to Bradley. Curveball now. Doesn't catch the plate. We'll go to 2-2. Big swing and a miss from Bradley. And that'll go for strike 3 and the second out on the inning.
Second strikeout now for Klein. Back-to-back innings with a strikeout. It's coming against guys in the middle of the lineup. He struck out McCabe the previous inning.
The first baseman, Maxwell Fries, will come up to plate. That ball is bounced from Klein. Fires that pitch in there for strike 1.
Any more out in the middle of the plate, and that's a pitch that's going to get swung at by Fries.
Fries grounds that ball over to second base, and Coulard Rodak makes the play, and Klein has an easy bottom half of the third inning. We'll be back on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably can help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Brand new inning now, top of the fourth. Dilhoff still out on the mound for the Quakers, his team with a 2-0 lead. Only giving up 1 run so far to the Fighting Engineers of Rose-Hulman, and he'll have the top of the order to work with. Was able to take care of Tuttle to end the third, and now Coulard Rodak will lead things off for the Fighting Engineers. We saw one game earlier today with Anderson taking down Hanover, so we'll see the Ravens later tonight. After this one, James and I will be back for that with Franklin, the #1 seed. But for now, we have the 4th inning and beyond left to finish up this one.
We'll have to get more of those fries before that game.
Well, I have a new smell. I'm smelling something else up in the studio, and I think it's something like Qdoba or Chipotle. And Keith, I think Keith was the one that ordered that all in. He's got a good choice, I have to say.
Coulard Rodak up to the plate now. Up ahead in the count, 2-0. Takes that pitch for strike 1.
This strike zone seems a little bit tighter, this umpire this game, compared to the first game we saw. Pitchers were getting a lot more of the corners.
(3-1) count now on Rodak. And that pitch is up for ball 4.
First walk issued by Dilhoff. And that's not the best way to start an inning. Leadoff walks can always have that chance to come back and haunt you.
And now the big hitter in this Rose-Hulman lineup, Mesenbrink, will come up to the plate.
Boy, that was quite a hack.
Big swing and a miss at the first one.
Mesenbrink looked just a little bit indecisive on that pitch, and he was just late on it. If he decides a half second sooner that he wants to take a meaty hack like that one, we might see another one head out of this ballpark.
He might be trying to put one out on the highway past center field. But a good off-speed pitch there from Dilhoff.
Little changeup. Hung just a little bit up in the zone, but Mesenbrink, his timing was just off a little bit.
The 0-2 pitch here. Instead, he decides to throw over to keep Rodak close over there at first base.
Yeah, you certainly got to keep an eye on him. None of these teams really have, well, I take that back. Earlham has some guys that have the biggest stolen base numbers.
As that breaking ball drops into the zone for strike 3. And Mesenbrink has to walk back to the dugout, just shaking his head as Dilhoff gets his second strikeout looking on the day.
Yeah, Mesenbrink must have thought that pitch was off the plate. It was outside. And he seemed really casual about it. He seemed like it was a good take. But the umpire says not so fast. But going back to the stolen bases, there's 3 guys with 20 attempts or more for Earlham, and there's only 1 guy above 10 attempts for Rose-Hulman. So Earlham they're much more active on the base pass.
That ball is fouled back by Manuel Lopez. Lopez still has a batting average of .364. But so far, only 1 hit for this Rose-Hulman lineup. Good scoop there by the catcher, Embry. Keep that ball in front. Another throw over, but that ball gets past the first baseman Fries, and it is up the line. And Rodak will be into second base. Looked like he thought about rounding second base and potentially going to third for a minute.
He sure did, but I think it was a pretty good haul. He was taking a big turn right there into second base, thinking 3. Good call by the third base coach to keep him there.
There's a lot of space behind the first base, by the first base dugout, but that ball did look like it bounced somewhat hard off the fence and came back into play. Breaking ball there isn't able to drop into the zone. Lopez is up 2-1 in the count.
Yeah, neither pitcher has been able to show off a breaking ball quite yet that can be consistent, that can hit different points of the zone.
That ball is lined down the right field line, fair. And that'll be a base hit for Lopez. He rounds first and will slide in onto second with an RBI double. That'll score Rodak from second base. And Rose-Hulman is on the board with their first run of the game.
Terrific piece of hitting by Lopez. Outside pitch, take it the other way, right down the line. And his speed, it was a really good cutoff out there by the right fielder and Kuderer. But Lopez was booking it out of the box and slides into second.
Harrison Finch will come up to the plate now. Goes after the first pitch and lines it into left field. But McCabe is there for the catch, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Back to this piece of hitting by Lopez. Well outside. It looked like that pitch started over the middle of the plate and worked its way outside. But you can see there, Kuderer tried to get it in as quick as he could, but nobody's topping that speed of Lopez.
Adam Taylor will come up to the plate now. The right fielder. He goes after the first pitch and pops it up, but it'll be behind the first base dugout and into the stands.
Gosh, I almost want to say the amount of first pitch swings that we have seen is, I mean, it feels like it's 50%. It is an astonishing rate.
A throw back to second base. Just to keep Lopez honest over there with his speed.
Those are always difficult things to try and do as a pitcher when you're a shortstop or a second baseman. You're trying to get on the same page, trying to throw off a move like that, catch the second baseman napping.
Good pitch there from Dilhoff. Had Taylor out in front for strike two.
Saw an enthusiastic Embry behind the play. He was really pleased with that pitch too. Brought some off speed, and now he's got the hitter down 0-2.
Breaking ball in the dirt, and the runner will take off for third. And he is in there. Some nifty base running by Lopez. Somehow gets his foot in there without sliding.
That's the thing. He didn't slide. He kind of just tiptoed his way around with his right foot. Another look at this, and another look at this angle. Oh, it's his left foot too. That's even more interesting. The umpire is right on top of it.
Great call by the umpire. You said it. He was right on top of it. And great camera work by our crew out there to capture that. Probably not what the Rose-Hulman coaching staff wants to see Lopez do going into third, but however you're able to get it done and get in there.
All of a sudden an 0-2 count has become a full count.
Hard ground ball to the shortstop, Swearingen. And he fields and fires on over to first base for the third out of the inning. Rose-Hulman does get one run back, though, as they cut into this 2-run lead by the Quakers, and we will now go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Earlham leads 2-1 on IndianaSRN.
Entrepreneurs are often the hardest working, most beloved, and inspirational people on the planet. People who lead with heart and are fueled by passion. People like Randy, who found time while running his restaurants to put 3 adopted kids through college. Like Rebecca, who switched careers as an architect to achieve her dream of opening a music venue. And Tamia, who turned an after-school hobby into an online floral empire. Entrepreneurs put the time in, lead by example, spark ideas, and impact communities, all while shaping the financial future of their families. Nearly 1 million entrepreneurs trust Heartland to provide the technology to make money, move money, manage employees, and engage customers. Because we're entrepreneurs, we're people, and we get it.
We are back for the bottom half of the fourth inning. And we've got some more names to shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Chad Milburn, Billy White, Diana Lewis.
Hey, I know her.
Clark Wade.
I think. Name sounds familiar.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in to this presentation of the HCAC Baseball Championship on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN. As we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning here. Ian Klein takes the mound for his fourth inning of work and fires that first pitch in there for strike one.
Klein brings in first pitch fastball for a strike, and then he's not afraid to go back to it and Quakers unable to catch up to it. All of a sudden you're down 0-2.
An 0-2 fastball is lined into right field, and it will be a base hit for Cameron McCabe. His first hit on the day.
Klein really giving a gimme to the hitter that time. McCabe just takes a pitch that catches way too much of the zone, takes it the other way. Nice piece of hitting, but 0-2, you don't want a pitch that gets as near as close to the zone as that one did.
Basley shows bunt there on first pitch, pulls back and takes it for strike one.
Third baseman was a little bit past the bag. Now he's in front of it.
Runner takes off and Basley gets the bunt down. The only play will be to first base, as Brett Tuttle will make the play and get out number one.
Nicely done. Get the bunt down if you're Basley. Force that third baseman to come in. Took a nice bounce, too, right off the turf. So that took up some time, and McCabe is easily going to get into second base.
The catcher, Easton Embry, will come up now. He had the big hit back in the second inning, the 2 RBI double. That has made the difference thus far in this game.
Another chance to pick up another run batted in.
He now has 26 RBIs on the season.
There it is. There's that first time where we've seen the hitter off balance with that breaking pitch from Klein. And he finally gets a nice bend on it.
And that's the breaking ball we've been expecting to see out of Klein. So he follows it up with a fastball down low.
It looked like a decent pitch. Just low in the zone. Garner behind the plate. You see it in the major leagues. You try to get underneath that baseball, frame it in the bottom part of the zone. You might be able to get that strike as the game goes on.
Another good looking breaking ball has Embry out in front for strike two.
Does Klein go back to it? First time, you didn't even get a swing out of Embry. That time he was almost expecting it. What do you go to here?
Goes with the fastball. But that pitch was low, and we now have a full count.
Yeah, still got a base to work with. No harm done if you get a walk here, but you'd love a strikeout.
Chop to the second baseman. And Rodak fields the ball and makes the play over to first base. 2 down in the inning, but McCabe is able to get over to third base.
The bounce on the infield is crazy. You know, you probably play your entire season on a grass field and then you end up in turf. You got to play those hops a lot differently on a regular baseball field. The ball's going to slow down just a bit. You're not going to have those big hops. Had to back up a lot. That time did Collard Rodak.
Jordan Kuderer come up to the plate now. He's 0 for 1 on the day, but comes in with a .318 batting average. That breaking ball is outside. Kuderer is up 2-0 in the count. Grounded through the hole past the second baseman into right field, and that'll be an RBI base hit for Jordan Kuderer as Cameron McCabe will come home to score the third run for Earlham.
Second baseman Rodak, he wasn't really playing too much of a pull from Kuderer. He was kind of shading towards the second base, and he ran a long way to try to track that down, but just out of his reach.
That ball is lined into right field by the 9-hitter Swearingen. And you can see the right fielder, Adam Taylor, actively battling the sun, but he's able to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. 1 run for the Quakers on 2 hits with 1 man left on base. We'll go to the 5th inning here on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Entrepreneurs are often the hardest working, most beloved and inspirational people on the planet. People who lead with heart and are fueled by passion. People like Randy, who found time while running his restaurants to put 3 adopted kids through college. Like Rebecca, who switched careers as an architect to achieve her dream of opening a music venue. And Mia, who turned an after-school hobby into an online floral empire. Entrepreneurs put the time in, lead by example, spark ideas, and impact communities, all while shaping the financial future of their families. Nearly 1 million entrepreneurs trust Heartland to provide the technology to make money, move money, manage employees, and engage customers. Because we're entrepreneurs, we're people, and we get it.
Walk and 2 strikeouts.
Giving up just 2 hits through 4 innings, you'll take that any day of the week if you're Justin Dilhoff. And for the 3rd time, he's going to see the top of the line, or Klein, 7-hitter.
Sends that ball out to deep center field, but Nathan Lansanese able to range back and make that grab.
First pitch swinging yet again. But this is a pretty good position to be in if you're Kilhoff or Dilhoff. The way you feel out on the mound, the confidence you have, you take care of these 3 hitters. You already have 1 after 1 pitch, and then you'll start off the 6th inning with the top of the lineup.
Andy Krajecki, the 8-hitter and center fielder for Rose-Hulman, now up to plate. Hits that first pitch and pops it up to center field. And the left fielder, actually, Cameron McCabe, will come over for that grab.
You know what Shane Gardner is thinking about right now? No matter what, I am taking this first pitch.
That is one of the oldest bylaws in baseball.
I am not swinging at this first pitch no matter what.
Well, we'll see. We've seen a lot of first pitch swings so far today. But he does take that first pitch. Takes that one for strike 1, right at the knees.
Look at Dilhoff. Look at him. He's ready to go already.
He is working quick. Seems to be getting quicker and quicker as this game goes on. He's getting more confidence.
Dilhoff is on Mark Burley time. When Mark Burley pitched for the White Sox, they used to have a stopwatch out, and it'd be about 6 or 7 seconds, and he'd already be ready after his previous pitch.
I heard sometimes he wouldn't even get the sign from the catcher. He'd say, "You know what I want to throw," and just go up there and throw it.
Or he would just say, "I'm going to throw something, you just better catch it."
That ball is fouled back into the net. Gardner stays alive. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. And another strikeout for Justin Dilhoff as he gets his 3rd of the day to finish off the top half of the 5th inning. We'll be right back for some HCAC Baseball Championships on HCAC TV.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free, from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
And we're back for the bottom half of the 5th inning.
What were you saying about your mom, James?
I said she is watching from Maryland. We want to give a big thanks to everybody that's watching all over the country.
I don't think that's what you said. I think you said something else. It wasn't very nice. I'm just kidding.
Jared's just trying to get me in trouble over here. As you see Ian Klein warming up for his 5th inning of work.
I don't even know if my mom's watching, so you got a one-up on me right now.
Klein so far didn't necessarily get off to the start he wanted, but looked like he's started to settle in a little bit. Has 2 strikeouts, giving up 3 runs on the day. What does he need to continue to do to kind of settle in and get some more length here?
It's been a lot of quick innings. First of all, Klein had a couple of them, but lately, Quakers have really been making him work. It's been Rose-Hulman, I think, just a little bit more. He's been attacking the first pitch. Quakers have been trying to work a lot more counts. Got a run in the last inning. 5 batters came up.
1-1 count now. And that ball is hit high into left field off the bat of Christian Lansanese, and it is gone. A big leadoff hit here from the second baseman. He will round the bases and come on home and give the Quakers a 4-1 lead.
7th big fly of the year for Lansanese. I think you mentioned it early on in the broadcast. As a leadoff hitter, you don't see that very often, where guys who are second on the team in home runs are batting leadoff for you, but Lansanese shows that power as a second baseman. And I looked at him heading towards first base, and he knew it the whole way. He wasn't even watching it leave the park. He was already shaking up, dapping up his first base coach. Lansanese knew it right off the bat.
We've had some far drives today, but that might be the farthest.
That might be the one. That might be the one. We had a good one, as this is a gapper for the other Lansanese.
Lansanese will round first, jog on into second with a double, as it looked like there was some miscommunication from the Rose-Hulman infield on where to cut that ball off. But going back to the previous Lansanese hit, that ball, I think, landed out on the sidewalk.
Oh, it landed. We saw a couple land up on that hill right in front of the flagpoles, but that one might have been the longest one we've seen so far tonight, like you said, James.
Let's take another look at it. Just a great job of hitting, and that ball landed past the hill. We might have to go bring a tape measure out there tonight to see exactly where that one landed.
Oh, I got it.
That ball is fouled back our way. And Keith instantly jumped back out of his seat.
That's a huge, first of all, there's still nobody out. And then your brother comes in behind you, hits a double. Dangerous territory for Klein and company.
Now Andrew Bradley is at the plate, looking for his first hit of the day. Bradley smokes that ball, but down the left field line, foul. One-two count now on Bradley. Breaking ball from Klein. Tries to get him to chase, but Bradley doesn't go after it. We're now 2-2 count. Bradley would love to get a big hit here at the top of his order. It's come through, but a swing and a miss, and he will go down with his second strikeout of the day. And Klein gets the first out of the inning.
Nice response there by Klein. Now you're facing one of the best hitters in the entire conference. And a pretty good answer, bringing the high cheese to strike him out. Now you build just a little bit more confidence. Limit the damage that's been done.
And a throw back to second base, and that hits the runner, Nathan Lansanese, and bounces off him into center field. And with that, he will be able to take third base. You said it earlier, it was sort of an awkward throw to try to pick off the runner on second base.
Yeah, and I get keeping an eye on Lansanese and keeping him close, but any sort of hit Lansanese is going to be able to score on, and now it's just going to be just a little bit easier for him as he makes his way to third.
Good first pitch breaking ball there. Has Fries out in front. Oh, 1 fastball. Fries is late on that one.
Yeah, he was late. He may have been guessing off speed instead. This would be a huge punch out for Klein.
An 0-2 breaking ball. It's hit out into the outfield, and it'll drop for a base hit for Maxwell Fries. And that'll be the 5th Quaker run and the 2nd of the inning.
Thought that ball was going to land a lot farther initially, but it just hung up in the air for quite some time. Found a dead spot in between center field, right fielder, and the second baseman. Not quite out of the jam yet is Rose-Hulman.
Looked like it was hit off the end of the bat and sort of just went nowhere. Kind of hung up in the air and found some real estate out there. As Cameron McCabe swings at the first pitch. That fastball is away, and a 2-1 count now on McCabe.
It's been a long inning now for Klein. He's ready to go. He gets right back on the bump, looking for the sign. But still just 1 out. And a lot of pitches already thrown in this 5th inning.
That fastball is in there for strike 2. 2-2 count now on McCabe.
Another thing, too, we talked about throwing those off-speed pitches, the curveball, the slider to righties on the inside. Right now, Klein's trying to work the outside, get him to chase. That hasn't been clicking for him yet either.
The 3-2 pitch is away, and that'll be ball 4 to McCabe. And Fries will go down to second base. McCabe will take the walk and jog on down to first. 2 on and 1 down now for the Quakers. And we want to give a nice shout out to Maria Y1100, Maria Young, for following us on Twitter and watching along on all the action. As you see the coach coming out to talk to Ian Klein.
Baisley comes up. He's had a pretty solid game. Singled in the second. Sacrifice bunt. This is the same situation we talked about earlier when pitching coach came out. Try to calm Klein down. Say, let's try to work this bottom of the zone. Let's try to get a double play ball. At the very least, let's get the lead runner. They haven't seen very many hits, balls put in play that they've been able to make a play on. So try to pound the bottom of that zone. Get yourself a ground ball.
There is some action now in the Rose-Hulman bullpen as it appears Michael Yeager has started to throw and could be the next one in relief. Ground ball onto the second baseman. Gets the tag and turns the double play. A great play by the second baseman, Coulard Rodak, to get out of the inning and get Ian Klein out of a jam. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching HCAC Baseball Championships on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN.
Beautiful work. I got Lance Marshall, head coach of Franklin.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
And we are back for the top half of the 6th inning. The Earlham Quakers lead the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers 5-1, and we will throw it to our wonderful reporter, Keith Myers, who's standing by with Lance Marshall, the head coach for Franklin.
You need a raise, James. I just want to let you know you need a raise. With us now is Lance Marshall. He is the head coach at Franklin College, and this is home away from home a little bit for you. Have you played a home game here? You played everywhere this year. Have you played here yet?
We've not played here at Municipal Stadium, but we did play a home doubleheader last week at Championship Park here in Kokomo. So we've made the trek, and we're familiar with the territory.
Okay, let's talk about the last game of the season when you clinched it. How excited was it to get that number 1 seed? You saw the competition today. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a great league, highly competitive. It's been a dogfight all year, and I think this weekend will be no different. I think the emotions for us, just battling through it and being able to win 2 games on Saturday to clinch the number 1 seed were pretty well overflowing for our guys, and they worked really hard this year to get to where they are, and they've been mentally tough and resilient and had to endure some tough situations, but they've done a great job with it. So I was really proud and really, really happy for them.
Jerry's going to be happy to hear this. Everybody on the bus was watching the game. You were making fun of my French fry comment, but the coverage has been pretty good, and your kids have been watching the game. So we've kept everybody in touch on the way up here.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The broadcast is excellent, and I really appreciate it because I know we have a lot of Grizzly fans who can't make it maybe today or maybe can't get here till Saturday, but I know they've been enjoying it back home. And for camera action, that's really fantastic stuff. It's great to help publicize the Heartland and great to publicize your network, and we're really thrilled with it. So great camera work, guys. Really enjoyed it. I do think I was kind of anticipating some French fries waiting for me in here. I don't know what happened.
Well, James ate them, and he's the new broadcaster. So I tell you, Troy Derogowski will probably make some Polish mistakes tomorrow.
Fair enough. I'll hold off till then.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Keith. And I want to put it on the record that I have been broadcasting these games the whole time, and at no point did I have time to eat any fries.
We can smell it, though. We're foaming at the mouth, waiting to get some nice food that was just delivered up here recently.
It's getting tough, but we'll make through. And when they do deliver the food up here, Jarrett, it's usually half empty.
Yeah,
Mesenbrink.
Keith usually gets to it first. I'm telling you, that's his favorite part. When we did the football tour, we had Keith's concession segment. It's his favorite part.
The 0-2 pitch here is in there for strike 3, and a very quick inning of work for Justin Dilhoff as he retires the side. 1, 2, 3, the top of the lineup as well. We will be back for the bottom of the 6th inning on HCAC TV.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
And we're back for the bottom of the 6th inning as we have a pitching change here. Number 17, Michael Yeager, will come in, the sophomore lefty for Rose-Hulman. He comes into the season having thrown 11 2/3 inning with 9 strikeouts and a 5.4 ERA.
Lefty this time. They switch things up. It'll be a different approach now for the Earlham hitters that we'll see coming up. We'll see just how they adjust. Most of this lineup is righties. In fact, 8 of the 9 are right-handed hitters, so this may play better into the hands of the Quaker hitters.
Down 5-1 here. This is a big spot for Rose-Hulman, as if you want to have a chance at a comeback in the later innings, you really want to try to hold them here. But also, Yeager will be looking to give some length, as either way, this is a double elimination tournament, and both of these teams will be playing tomorrow.
It will be fun to come back tomorrow and get a second look at all the teams that we see here tonight, see what new things they bring, the different pitchers we'll get a look at. If certain hitters can continue their hot streak, if some hitters can try to bounce back from a slow day today.
The catcher, Easton Embry, will come up to the plate now. A 1-1 count on him. As we mentioned, Anderson won the first game of the day over Hanover, and they moved on and will play number 1 Franklin later on after this game is finished. Big swing and a miss from Embry there. Meanwhile, the loser of this game will come back tomorrow morning to take on Hanover, and that will be a win or go home game. And the winner of this game will advance to the next round where they will play the winner of the Franklin-Anderson game. 3-2 count now on Embry. That ball is lined down the right field line, but it'll go foul just past the fence.
It's not a pitch that Embry wants to swing at, but he's going to have to. Got in on his hands, and just an excellent job of fighting it off.
Again, Embry fouling another pitch off.
And again, it's Yeager that's trying to get that inside part of the plate. He likes his chances if he can get it in on the hands and force a jam shot.
And that ball is in there for strike 3 on the inner half of the plate. Yeager gets Embry down looking. Embry did not agree with that call. The catcher too, as he was several steps down the first base line before he realized he was rung up.
And the funny thing is, Embry's gonna have to come back in the top half of the inning and have a nice little conversation with the home plate umpire.
The right fielder now for Earlham. Jordan Cooter goes after the first pitch and fouls it back to the net. And you know, you would think, Jared, if anybody has a feel for the strike zone, it would be the catcher.
It would be, and he may have had a little bit of an argument.
Cooter grounds that ball, but the first baseman, Josh Mesenbrink, lays out and gets up and runs over to first base just in time to get Cooter for the second out of the inning.
Terrific play by Mesenbrink. Full out, full range of motion, diving out and preventing that one from getting into right field. And usually first baseman, he's pretty, for his size, very mobile. Usually first baseman, you see him try to flip it over to the pitcher, but he noticed that Yeager wasn't going to get there in time.
Swearingen goes after the first pitch, flies it into center field, and Krajewski will come on to make the play for the third out of the inning. 12 pitches for Yeager in a quick first inning of work for him, and we will be back for the 7th inning. We're 2/3 of the way through this game on HCAC TV. And we're back for the top of the 7th inning. As you see, Justin Dillahoff returning for his 7th inning of work, and only 62 pitches for him so far, as he appears to be in great shape to continue going.
He's had a lot of 3 up, 3 down type of innings. First inning, second inning, and the 5th and the 6th. So 4 of his 6 innings pitched, he's seen 3 batters and sat them all down. Really just an all-around tremendous balanced game, getting a lot of fly balls, 4 strikeouts for Dillahoff.
First pitch in the turf beads there for ball 1. Rose-Hulman will have 4, 5, and 6 up in their batting order, starting with Manuel Lopez. He fouls that pitch off. past the third base. Lopez is 1 for 2 on the day and has the only RBI for Rose-Hulman. Grounds that ball right back to the pitcher, and Dilhoff will easily flip it on over to first for the first out of the inning.
You could see it in the box score, just one walk given up for Dilhoff. His command has been spectacular. Jam shot got right in on the knuckles of Lopez. That's what happens too when you get down in the count, or when you get ahead in the count as a pitcher. If you got that pitch that you really like, if you got that slider that you can throw away to righties, or if you got that fastball that you can run in on their hands, if you're accurate with it and get to that spot, that's going to be killer for opposing hitters.
Does exactly that there with a nice pitch on the outer part of the zone. That gets Harrison Finch to roll over to the shortstop for the second out of the inning.
This could be another sub-10 pitch inning for Dilhoff. Just the way he's been working and how quickly he's been maneuvering these hitters has been impressive and very much appreciative for Earlham fans.
Takes that first pitch for strike one.
And you could just see it. Look how quick he's getting ready again. He throws that first pitch strike. He is ready to go. He's got all the confidence in the world.
Adam Taylor up at the plate now. He's 0 for 2 on the day and flies that one out into the outfield. Lazy fly ball. And Cameron McCabe is underneath it and makes the grab for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. As Dilhoff goes 1, 2, 3. And we will take a quick 7th inning stretch, and we will be back on HCAC TV.
Well, I knew I wanted to go to a smaller school because my high school was a small high school, and I really valued good connections with teachers where you can get the help that you need, and I didn't want to be overwhelmed in a class setting. My name's Eloise. I'm from Chicago. I went to North Shore Country Day School, and then I took a gap year, so then I'll be going to Earlham this fall. I honestly didn't expect to be in the Midwest or to be in Earlham, but it ended up being the right choice for me when it came down to it. The big event that sold me pretty much on Earlham was meeting the professors and getting to talk with them, and realizing that because I'm really interested in animal behavior, animal research, and things like that, and for me it was always hard to make sure that that was something I would be able to find in college, but I was able to talk to professors who had the same interests as me, and I knew I would be able to pursue a lot of my interests here and do research projects with professors who are passionate about the same things. I think just generally one of the other things that stuck out to me was the community that Earlham has, and I'd gotten a bit of an insight on that just because.
And we're back for the bottom half of the 7th inning, as Yeager will go back out there for his second inning of work, and a first pitch bunt from Christian Lansanese. Yeager does a good job of fielding that and fires on over to first base.
Good try by Lansanese. He almost caught him off guard, but it went right back to Yeager off the mound. I think if he gets that down one of the lines, he may be able to turn the burners on and beat it out.
He caught the defense off guard, but just didn't quite place it where he wanted to get it. And now Nathan Lansanese will come up.
It's been a pretty good day for the Lansanese brothers. Home run for Christian, and 2 times making it on base for Nathan.
How about Christian Lansanese? leads off the 5th inning with a home run and comes up into the 7th inning and says, you know what, I want to try to put a bunt down to lead off this inning.
Let's switch things up a little bit. He's trying to show off all 5 tools he's got.
An all-around player for sure. As Nathan will have a quick 4-pitch walk here to get on in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now, here's a guy who would like to get going. He'll take the team leading over individual performance, of course. But Bradley, his last 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts, and then in the 1st inning grounded it into a double play. Actually lined out into a double play.
Takes that first pitch for strike 1. Throw over by the lefty Yeager. Keep Lansanese close over there. Now a hard hit ball off the bat of Bradley. The center fielder, Jackie going back, but it'll bounce up off the wall, and Bradley will be in with a double. And Lansanese will head on over to third base. And Earlham now has 2 on in scoring position with 1 down in the 7th.
That's what we're talking about right there. Got a nice pitch to hit and drove it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Almost hit the 400 number in deep center. Took 1 hop off of the wall. It's a highway up there, though. You look towards all from the left field corner to right center. The wall is a couple of feet taller than it is down over in right field. But Bradley, he's got the power. He almost drove it out of here.
It looks to be about maybe 12 feet high over there in center field. And of course, 400 feet out there. As the cleanup hitter, Maxwell Fries takes that first pitch for ball 1. He's able to check his swing for ball 2.
Freese really got things started back in that 2nd inning. That was the 1st inning that Earlham was able to start scoring. He got hit by that pitch, and then it was 6 guys came to the plate for the Quakers.
And now they will put him on first base with the intentional pass. After falling behind 2-0 with runners at 2nd and 3rd, they don't want to take a chance here, and we'll put him on first base to set up the force out at anywhere. Now, the left fielder, Cameron McCabe, will come up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a base hit, a run scored, and a walk.
Thing is, you put Freese on first base, but now you see a much better hitter. 354 is McCabe, and he's put the ball in play once today with a single.
Grounds that ball to the shortstop, Lopez. Lopez flips on to Roddick. And it fires on over to first base. And the decision to walk the runner does pay off as they were able to turn the 6-4-3 double play to get out of the bases loaded jam here in the bottom of the 7th inning and keep this game at a 5-1 lead for Earlham. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere on HCAC TV. We are back for the top half of the 8th inning. Justin Dolhoff still on the mound, coming back out for his 8th inning of work. And still only 69 pitches on the day.
So what you're saying, we were kind of expecting that when the game was starting, just how quickly they were going through each half inning. And you're like, man, both these pitchers, they got a chance to, they could go the distance. They can go to the 9th with 80 or 90 pitches under their belt, and Dilhoff is kind of right on pace for that at 69.
First pitch breaking ball is low for ball 1 to Cade Klein. Klein has one of the 2 Rose-Hulman hits on the day. That was a single back in the 3rd inning. Takes that pitch for strike 1.
Dilhoff has retired the last 11 hitters he's faced, dating all the way back to the 4th inning.
Fouls that pitch straight back into the dirt. It'll be a 1-2 count now. That ball is up and away for ball 2.
Good eye by Klein, too. That's something that the Fighting Engineers can start to try and do, is work these counts. There's just been so many quick 3 up and 3 downs for Dilhoff.
And grounds that ball the other way past the diving 3rd baseman. And Klein will lead off this inning with a base hit for Rose-Hulman.
Pretty good piece of hitting by Klein. Outside pitch, extends the arms out there. Puts it down the 3rd baseline. 3rd baseman is not hovering the line by any means, so plenty of room to work with.
That pitch looked like it was in the same spot as the one previous to it, as Krajewski grounds that one through the hole for another base hit. And all of a sudden, Rose-Hulman has something brewing here in the top half of the 8th inning with 2 on and nobody down.
So Klein beats the 3rd baseman down the line, and this time Krajewski goes into the hole. Little something brewing here, and now, of course, want to talk things over. You're in unfamiliar territory, first of all. You have this conference because you haven't seen Dilhoff work in the stretch for quite some time, and now you have runners on 1st and 2nd. Make sure everyone's on the right page.
Gardner was 0 for 2 on the day. Now there's nothing left for him to do but sit and watch and hope Rose-Hulman can make a comeback here as Burke takes the first pitch for strike 1.
.234 batter on the year is Burke.
Swings and misses at that one there, and he's now down in the count 0-2. Burke grounds that one past the outstretched first baseman for a base hit. And Klein is rounding 3rd and comes on home to score as Krajewski goes from 1st to 3rd. And Burke comes up with the big pinch hit RBI single to give Rose-Hulman their 2nd run of the game.
All of this happening with nobody out. How about a big spot for Burke to come in, and just like that, Earlham's going to make the switch.
Justin Dilhoff's day appears to be done. We will await the final line after we see what happens in the rest of this inning. But it was a very well pitched game all the way up until this point, and just a couple base hits that found the holes in the infield. Ground balls went into the outfield, are going to finish him off here today, as he will get a standing ovation. And we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will let you know all about Earlham's new reliever on HCAC TV.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
We are back here in the 8th inning as Jacob Renner will come on in relief of Justin Dilhoff. Renner has thrown 27 2/3 innings this year for the Fighting Engineers with a 4.55 ERA and is averaging over a strikeout an inning with 28 so far on the year. He will be tasked with coming in with 2 inherited runners on the corners with nobody down, and will have to face the top of this order.
Yeah, that's what makes Burke's pinch hit bat so huge. Is nobody's out. Now you reshuffle back up to the top with Tuttle, who is 0 for 3 so far tonight, but has 2 runners to work with and nobody out. Something to the outfield would be nice, and as a lefty, anything pull side is going to be able to send that runner from third home.
Brett Tuttle will come to the plate now. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Takes that first pitch for strike 1. And drives that ball into left field, but McCabe is underneath of it and will make the play. Krajewski is tagging from third and will come home without a throw. And Rose-Hulman has their 3rd run of the game and the 2nd of this inning to cut the deficit to 2.
Nicely done by Tuttle. One of the reasons he's batting top of the order. That's a guy you want in a position just like this, and now you still have 2 outs to work with, your number 2 hitter. Another lefty, too. You got 2 lefties at the top of this lineup.
Now the second baseman, Coulard Rodak, will come to the plate. Takes that pitch for ball 2. That ball clips the outside corner for strike 1. Rodak is the tying run here in the top of the 8th inning. That fastball is fired in there for strike 2.
Back-to-back pitches going right at that outside corner is Renner. And he shakes off the catcher once or twice.
And that ball is driven into right field for a base hit. Rodak has his first hit on the day, the 2nd time he's reached base. Now Rose-Hulman has 2 on for their Burke face big first baseman Josh Mesenbrick.
Messingbrink, similar to Bradley, is coming into this at-bat, his previous 2 going down on strikes. And in a big spot to pick up your first hit and really turn this game on its side.
Takes that first pitch for strike 1.
Remember, Messingbrink went down looking last time, and he didn't like the call made by the home plate umpire. So we'll see just how much Messingbrink takes that into account. If he goes after any pitches he normally doesn't.
Grounds that ball to the third baseman. Baseley fires on to second base, and Lansanese goes on over to first base for the 5-4-3 double play. We saw Rose-Hulman get a double play to get out of their last jam, and now Earlham does the same thing here in the top half of the 8th inning. Rose-Hulman does get 2 runs, though, to chip in to this lead. Earlham leads 5-3 on HCAC TV.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
There's a look at the pitcher, Michael Yeager, warming up for his 3rd inning of work. He's done well so far, only giving up 1 hit and no runs. Trying to keep this Rose-Hulman deficit at 2 and allow them to try to come back in the top of the 9th. Earlham will have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up in the lineup, starting with 3rd baseman Devin Baseley. He'll take that pitch away for ball 1. Lays off that one for ball 2. Skies that one out into center field, but a routine play for the center fielder Krajewski. And we have 1 down now in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeager had a tough start to the 7th inning. Gave up a walk and then had that double. Did not give up any more runs, though, and that is key. As Rose was able to chip away at the deficit, it's now down to 2. Yeager able to hopefully settle into a groove now. It's a big inning.
You get the feeling that the 2 of the biggest plays that we've seen today have been the double plays. One turned in the bottom of the 7th, and then that last one in the top of the 8th. Big swing and a miss there from Baseley. And he's down 1-2 in the count. Excuse me, this is the catcher, Easton Embry, up at the plate now. Chops that one back to the pitcher. Yeager fields and fires on over to first for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 quick outs for Yeager. As Jordan Cruderer will come up to the plate now, the right fielder. He's 1 for 3 on the day. And that ball popped up way up in the infield, but the third baseman, Tuttle, is underneath it and makes the catch. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base for Earlham. When we come back, we will go to the top of the 9th, where Rose-Hulman will try to put 2 runs across the plate to keep this game going on HCAC TV.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We are back for the top of the 9th on HCAC TV. I want to remind you that this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Athletic Collegiate Conference. Any use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written consent is prohibited. Well, here it is. Rose-Hulman down to their last 3 outs to try to move on and stay on the winner's side of the bracket. It will be Jacob Renner on for his 2nd inning of work, trying to close this one out and nail home the save. For Rose-Hulman will be 4, 5, and 6 up in their lineup, starting with shortstop Manuel Lopez. Lopez is 1 for 3 on the day with a double. Takes that first pitch for strike 1.
Take a pitch until you get a strike, and then you start to go. Make the pitcher prove that he can put it over the strike zone.
So it sounds like we all had the same coaches,
That's
huh?
right. That's right. They must have all went to the same clinics and everything else.
That ball just misses off the plate for ball 2.
Lopez would be really nice to get on as a leadoff man. He's shown some speed.
Instead, pops that one up. Could be trouble. The second baseman, Christian Lansanese, ranges over and makes a great play, approaching foul territory to get the first out of this 9th inning.
Lansanese covering a lot of ground there. Right fielder isn't going to get to it. And just kind of flips the glove out there, catches it right on the webbing. Nicely done by Lansanese, a huge out. Picked up to start off the 9th.
Now Harrison Finch, the left fielder, will come up to the plate now. He's still looking for his first hit on the day. Fouls that one back behind the stands. As you can see, the Franklin Grizzlies standing by, waiting to get in the dugout to play their game. We will have that for you approximately 45 minutes after the completion of this game.
And this game has gone by very fast, a lot faster than our first game. We actually might be back on schedule. Closer than what we thought we would after the first game.
We are just over 2 hours now since first pitch. As that ball is laced out into the left center field gap. but a great play by the left fielder, Cameron McCabe, raging back and reaching over his shoulder to catch the ball and record the second out of the inning. We've seen two nifty defensive plays to start off this inning. Or this might be a very different ball game right now, as Adam Taylor takes the first pitch for strike one. Lines that ball past the dugout, foul.
Yeah, who knows where we'd be if Lansing East doesn't catch that ball in foul territory and if the left fielder doesn't track down that ball deep in the left field gap.
Rose-Hulman down to their last strike here, 0-2. Fouled back behind the screen into the net. Adam Taylor staying alive here. And that ball is driven out into center field, but Lansing East is there and makes the grab, and Earlham will hold on for the 5-3 victory as they start to celebrate there. And great job by Jacob Renner to come on the last two innings after Justin Dilhoff was throwing a phenomenal game, and to finish this one off.
Yeah, it really started with Dilhoff. He set the tone early on. After that second inning, ran into a little bit of a trouble, but was still able to get out of things. Gave up his only run in the fourth inning. But like we said, really set the tone early, and from there on, he was just in cruise control. Just nothing he could do wrong. He could have gone the distance, but he also, in that eighth inning, ran into a little bit of trouble, started to wear down, but Renner, like you said, comes in and gets the job done, really seals the deal for Earlham. An impressive win for them over Rose-Hulman. They've taken all three games against the Fighting Engineers this season.
Justin Dilhoff will record the victory today on 7 innings pitched. He got 4 strikeouts, only gave up 2 earned runs. Jacob Renner earns the save in 2 innings of work. Ian Klein will take the loss after giving up 4 runs in 5 innings pitched. Any closing thoughts, Jarrett?
No, just, again, impressive work by Earlham. You know, got off to the early lead in the second inning with 2 runs, and from there on, it was just stellar pitching, stellar defense. Really nothing that the 9 guys out there in the field could do wrong, and just Rose-Hulman couldn't really find a groove offensively either. Impressive win by the Quakers, showing off why they're the number 2 seed.
A phenomenal showing of all-around good fundamental baseball on HCAC TV. Once again, we will be back at approximately 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time for the number 1 seeded Franklin versus number 4 Anderson. Once again, thanks to all of our production staff, our phenomenal camera operators, Nick Lewis, Chance Middleton, and David Clark, for hanging with us there and giving us all the great shots all game. We will all take a quick break, get some food, and we will be back at approximately 6:44 pregame. Once again, I'm James Andrews, signing off with my partner, Jarrett Lewis.